Ah, there it is. Home sweet home, fellas. Home sweet home.
Back to the school grind.
All right, so I will start the mastery, and I will go until the period ends, and you might have to finish it tonight, but that'd be all right for you guys to get a little practice on it. The nice thing about the mastery is you don't have to post, so that is a huge Benny. Okay, it tells us we're journalizing the following transactions, page 14. Cash payments and general journal, source documents. Okay, paid cash for April's payroll tax liability. Withheld taxes from April payrolls, employee income tax 532, Social Security 634.88, Medicare 148.88. So that's easy. It's telling you you're paying this bill. We're on May 2013, May 15th, and it tells us what we're paying and how much it is. So employee income tax payable, and that will be debited for 532. Social Security tax payable is 634.88. And Medicare. Have you guys been paying any attention to this fiscal cliff discussions?
Yeah.
What do you know? What do you think?
Gonna happen.
148,
There's gonna be many steps.
48.
No, it's gonna go up to $7 a gallon.
You think so?
Yeah.
You know, one of these things that's just kind of funny to me is taxes are going up 2%. Social Security tax is rising to 6.2%, which is what we've been using to figure the Social Security tax, which it's the way it's always been, but under Bush, he cut Social Security taxes across the board from 6.2 to 4.2, and now Obama cannot uphold the Bush tax cuts for the middle class. Interesting. Isn't that right, you Obama people over here? That's what I thought. What do you mean, what? I know. Alright, so then we add these up. 532 plus 634.88 plus 148.48. 1315.36 cash credit. Right there. Next one. Paid cash, semi-monthly payroll, total earnings, 5250. Withholdings, employee income tax, 273. U.S. savings bonds, and then calculate Social Security and Medicare. Okay. So remember, use your abbreviations on your source documents if you get confused. So C stands for what? Check, right?
Yes, it has been.
Anytime you're using a check, it's going to be in the cash payments journal. So it tells us we have a salary expense of how much? How much is our salary expense? 5,250. And then it tells us we have a Social Security tax payable and Medicare tax. You have an employee income tax. You have U.S. savings bonds payable. Okay. U.S. savings bonds, it tells us, is 60, so that's going to be credited for 60. Employee income tax, it tells us, is 273. And then we got to figure Medicare and Social Security.
Wait, is the employee tax,
So, what is our Medicare tax rate? .0145. So we go .0145 times what? 5250. Gives us 7613. What's our Social Security tax rate in the book and in real life? 6.2. 0.062. 0.062 times 5250 equals 325.50. Okay, so how much difference really is that? Okay, so 325.50 is what is now, it would be .042 times 5250 is 220. So Social Security tax 2% increase is $100 per payroll, and that is doubled because that's what the employees pay, and now that's what the employers have to pay. So $200 every 2 weeks in this one example is what it would be. It's going to add up. Dinnerman, is your dad worried about it?
I don't know.
He hadn't said nothing? Come on, you gotta, don't you talk at the dinner table? Come on, man. Killing me here. Alright, so then you gotta take your 5250, your entire payroll, subtract all of your taxes, and that'll give you the amount of cash you pay. So 5250 times, minus 325.50 minus 7613 minus 273 minus 60. 45.15.37. 45.15.37. Can you see that very good? Okay. Recorded employer payroll taxes. What are the 4 employer payroll taxes? There's 4 of them.
Medicare, Social Security.
Medicare, Social Security.
Income.
Nope.
State.
State what? State unemployment and federal unemployment. It tells us, recorded those taxes, it's an M42. M tells us it's a memo, and then it goes in the general journal. So we are 2013, May 15. We have payroll, tax, expense. And then you're going to have credited Social Security tax payable, Medicare tax payable, unemployment, tax state, unemployment, tax federal. So how do we compute those numbers? Social Security tax, what's the rate on that? Point what? 0.62. Medicare is what? 0.0145. Unemployment state is what? That's federal. Federal is 0.008. 5.4% is 0.054. So those are the amounts we use to figure what do we take them all times. Your total earnings. Your total earnings for this pay period was how much? 5250. So 5250 times these same numbers, we know we're going to be matching. So on the previous page, it was 325.50 and 76.13. 325.50, 76.13. And then all I have to do is take 5250 times 0.054. That gives me 283.50. And 0.008 times 5250 gives me 42. Add those up. 283.
752.
Plus 325.50. 727.13. That's your amount. Somebody just take a picture? Melanie, don't lie to me. Didn't it sound like a picture though?
Snapchatting.
Who's Snapchatting?
Not me.
I don't even know what that means, but I heard it a lot. I've heard people say that a lot.
Got you on Boxer.
I've been on Boxer for a long time.
You appeared on my thing one day.
Why don't you talk to him?
I know, I thought about it.
I don't ever use
Hey,
it.
what's the homework?
Right.
We go a little back and forth. Absolutely. Okay. Paid cash for U.S. savings bonds for employees. Anytime you pay cash, it goes in what journal?
Cash.
Cash payments. This is the easiest one we'll do the whole time. It's the 15th. U.S. savings bonds payable tells us it is 300. And 300. And if this were a test, I would not be getting them all correct because what did I forget to do?
Post office.
I forgot to put the check numbers in. What am I
That's fine.
thinking?
We don't need to do this
Do
for
you
this
have a
test.
Kleenex?
421,
There's some in this box.
422.
Yes, seriously.
There's some up front. And then this one is 423. So, I just saved myself 3 points right there. So don't forget to do that. Alright, so now we are basically starting back over the same process. So you guys tell me what I should write next. 31st, it says paid cash for semi-monthly payroll, gross wages, 5310, withholdings, employee income tax 276, U.S. savings bonds 60. What do I do?
Is it the same one as the first one that we did?
You read it. Compare them. Are they the same?
Who's tired?
The second one's salary expense one.
It's the same as the second one. Okay. So what do I put?
Salary expense.
Salary expense.
Staying up till 2, sleep until 11.
How much is my salary expense? 5310. Okay. And then what am I holding out of that check? I have employee income tax. How much is that, Draker? Merchant, help him out.
How much is that?
How much is the employee income tax?
The 532?
Where'd you get 532?
I just, does it
It's
sound
276. How do you figure that out, Merchant?
I don't know.
Somebody help. How do you figure that out? It tells you specifically in the book.
I don't know how much I've opened.
I see that. So I'm getting it. This would probably make more sense if you were looking
That's just
and writing at the same time. So, U.S. savings bonds. How much is that? 60. What are the other two things we got to figure? Social Security tax, Medicare tax. So Social Security is 6.2%. Medicare is 1.45%. What do we take that times? 5310. So 5310 times 0.062 is 329.22. And 5310 times 0.0145. $77 even. We add those up and subtract it from 5310. 77 minus 329.22 minus 60 minus 276. 4567.78. 4567.78. It says we need to record employer payroll taxes expense for that payroll. M, what journal's it in? General. What are the 4 taxes that employers have to pay?
Social Security, Medicare, state and fed.
State and federal unemployment. 4 taxes. Lots of people are collecting unemployment now because of the snow flying. A lot of people got laid off. Construction workers and whatnot. All right, so what am I going to write first, Merchant? On the 31st. Let me give you guys a little hint. The only thing you will ever put in the general journal for this test is exactly what we're doing right now. Medicare tax payable, unemployment. Yeah, he is. I heard he was sick yesterday.
He was laying on the floor on the practice yesterday.
He was what?
He was laying on the floor. He said, okay, man, they're like, yeah, we're down in practice.
Alright, so our payroll was 5310. So Social Security, 6.2% times 5310 we did on the previous page was what? Flip the page back. What was Social Security? $329.22, right? Is that right? Medicare was what? $77. The new ones we have to figure state unemployment, which is .054. So we take .054 times 5310 gives us 286.74. And .008 times 53, 42.48. What is going on out in the hallway? Why is there so many people out in the hallway?
Just in the school.
You're just getting to school? They have Michael Neal time?
You watched the DVD on break?
He said his computer wouldn't play it.
That's a bunch of BS.
I don't think that's true either. So now we got to add up all our deductions. 42.48 plus 286.74 plus 329.22 plus 77 735.45. I don't have that, so that's M what? 46. And the first one should be what? M42. Next one says paid cash for the federal unemployment tax liability for quarter ended March. And paid cash for state unemployment tax, March. Well, it tells you what it is, so you don't even have to figure it. So this is really easy as well. $31st. Send this up there. We have unemployment tax. Which one's first?
State.
State.
Fed.
And it's C462.
60. Oh.
Tricking you.
No, I didn't see that one.
The first one was supposed to be federal. That's
I
alright.
did state first.
So that's 463. And it's 1658.88. 1658.88. 1658.88. And then you've got the same thing for federal. Unemployment tax federal. That's 462. And the amount is $245.76. 245.76.
That's supposed to be a 463.
The first one, yes. You guys told me to do it in the wrong order. I listened. I shouldn't listen to you guys. So, anybody get anything noteworthy over Christmas? Anything that they just have to exclaim?
No,
Nothing?
no.
You got a fuzz buster.
You got a fuzz buster? Is that something you were asking for?
Oh.
What's a
It's kind of like
fuzz
a.
I have one of those, but I don't think I've ever used it. It's in my glove compartment.
Yeah, I don't really understand it either.
You just plug it in and it's supposed to beep when a cop's around.
You know, they have a thing on the cop car where it disables it.
Could be.
This is illegal.
They're not illegal.
They're
in
not
Iowa.
illegal.
They're illegal in Illinois.
There's some that are illegal. Like they make them so that, well, they used to anyway, back in my day, was they'd put off this signal, and regardless of how fast you were going, it would make a radar read 55, no matter what. You could be going 100, and they shoot you if you got that in your car. It made all radars show up at 55.
They got rid of them.
That one they deemed was probably illegal. Yeah. Like, man, it's just not working.
What side of the radar? What is this?
All right, we got 3 transactions left. Paid cash for May liability for employee income tax, Social Security tax, and Medicare tax. Ooh. Okay. Says calculate Social Security and Medicare tax liabilities by multiplying total earnings for the period by 12.4%. Social Security tax, okay. Okay, so we have had two pay periods in the month of May. And our total earnings for those 2 pay periods are what? There's 2 amounts. $52.50, right? $5,250 and what? $53.10. So I'm going to add those 2 together. I get 10,560. $10,560. And it tells us that we need to calculate Social Security and Medicare tax by taking that total earnings times 12.4 and 2.9. Why would we use 12.4 and 2.9 instead of 6.2 and 1.45? Because you got to double it. You got to pay double because you got to match whatever the employees put in. So I take 10,560 times 12. Oh, so it would be 0.124. That gives me a lot of money. Wow, okay. That's too much money. Darn government.
Your computer went to sleep.
Draker, can you get that for me?
Go gadget arm.
Social Security tax payable. I get 1,309.44. And this is check number, what, 487. Medicare tax payable is 10,560 times 0.029 306.24. And then we have to figure employee income tax payable, but it doesn't give us an amount. So how do we know what we have to pay in? You just add. You don't have to match this one. So in this one, employee income tax payable is 273. In this one, it was 276. So 273 plus 276 gives us
$555.
or 549, whichever one you feel comfortable with paying, and then you add those up, plus 306.24 plus 1309.44.
Wait, how'd you get that?
I took 273 plus 276.
Oh, okay.
And this gives us 2164.68.
Yeah. It's like a Monday so bad.
But it's not. It's not a Monday.
Through Thursday.
We got 2 days.
All right,
That's what we're doing, rocking through it.
Melanie, you want to tell me how to do the next one?
Does it feel weird having a game on Thursday?
What?
Are you heading up to the U tonight?
No, although I really want to watch Kansas State play.
Just watch it on your mobile.
I can't get the Watch ESPN app. It doesn't work.
During the timeout?
Pisses me off.
You have to have like a TV,
Yeah, you gotta get like a local
TV
to
thing.
connect to a local thing. That's fun. I tried it.
Absolutely. All right, I need help on this one. I don't know what to do. Somebody help me on this one.
So your gross wage is the same
Jay's gonna
as
score
your
more
normal
than
earnings?
Yes.
Blue Shield?
So what am I going to write here?
Duncan.
Salary expense.
Salary expense? Agree, disagree, Connor? Agree? So should I write salary expense on the next line? Are you sure?
Oh.
Starting a new thing, right?
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes, we
Are
do.
you going? You're not coming out me tonight? I saw that tweet, you're like, work.
See how much? I had 5 8-hour shifts in a row.
Oh my God, that's a normal work week, Chief. That's what the average American does every single week of the year. 5 hours a
Part-time
week.
job though, you're supposed to have 20 hours.
Hey man, 'tis the season. All right, 5280.
Turned into a Scrooge.
It tells us that the employee
Ebenezer Draker.
employee income tax payable is how much? 274. It says U.S. savings bonds payable is 60. And then we have to figure Social Security tax, Medicare. Social Security tax payable is 6.2%, so give me the amount. Social Security tax on this payroll is how much?
$327.36.
$327.36. Medicare is $76.56. We take $52.80 minus all those to give us cash. So $52.80 minus $274 minus 60 minus $327.36 minus $76.56. 4542.08.
Yeah.
And the last one. What are the 4 taxes that employers must pay? Both unemployment, Social Security, Medicare. We are looking at June 15th. Payroll, tax, expense. We have SSTP, Medicare tax payable. We have unemployment tax payable. State, unemployment tax, federal. Tells us that it's M53. Social Security tax, we already figured on the previous page. What did Erica tell us it was?
$327.45.
No. 327.36. Medicare was 76.56. State is 0.054 times 5280, 285.12. Federal is 0.008. $42.24. Add those up. Plus 285.12. $731.28. That's it. Now I'm gonna check because I want a perfect test here. I'm gonna make sure that I got my dates right. I have my post reference numbers in. I didn't skip a line. Looks good there. On the back side, I got my dates. I have my check numbers. Doesn't look like I missed any lines. So just do exactly that. It'll be no problem. This is what we're testing over. So, in theory, you guys should all get perfect homework because I did the whole challenge for you. I did the whole mastery for you. I've done all the work together, so all you had to do this chapter was the on your owns and the applications. I would be very disappointed
I'm
if the homework comes in and those small items aren't done.
got that one done.
Do on your little pregame that you got.
You know, the bus doesn't leave early.
Till
because
5:15.
there's 2 shifts.
Go home, get that homework done.
Get it
You know
out.
what? Now you're talking. Now you're talking.
Gets the game.
No more